Log into gyroscopemeet.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
In the beginning there was Jack, and Jack had a groove. And after a while, a deep sleep fell upon him, and he went looking for a new groove. He began looking for a new nation, and it had to be a soulful nation. And he found it, and it was Soulful House Nation. And he saw a building. It was a tall building. It had 10 stories, and he entered the building and got on the elevator and pushed the 10th floor, but it stopped on the 8th floor. And that's where he found his new groove. And he began to jack and jack and jack and jack. And he knew that this was it. It was Soulful House Nation on the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Live from the 8th floor, I am the unusual suspect. Ladies and gentlemen, we got another one for you. Hey, I'm super excited about this. You'll see why in a little bit. But first, I'm just, you get a minute, just a quick recap. We're going to play the hottest song, of course, according to Track Source in the Soulful House category. We're talking about some upcoming stuff and some stuff that passed. Also, we're going to play a classic. Then, after that, we're going to have our special guest, Sage Youngblood. Wow. And then, after that, when we finish the interview, we're going to play our Song of the Week, and then we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone. We're going to play all new music, no repeats. No repeats. No classics, no current, just brand new music. Just remember, anything that's hot now started out as brand new music, and we're in the business of playing that brand new music in Shazam Free Zone. So, chat, the number one song, according to Track Source, in the Soulful House category is by the Shapeshifters. Say that fast 5 times. Shapeshifters. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone. It's Lisi LaFontaine's on the vocals. Called "It's a Beautiful Day." Chuck, can you warm us up a little bit? But as you know, we can only play a little bit because Facebook has this nasty, nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. Chuck, I'm ready when you're ready. Okay. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, I just want to take a minute to wish all the fathers out there a happy Father's Day. Also, too, I know, like, I didn't get to see everybody that I wanted to see yesterday for Father's Day, to get to talk to all the people that I wanted to talk to yesterday for Father's Day. But don't worry. I'm still taking late gifts. So don't worry about that, all right? In the meantime, okay, I just want to just acknowledge some people in the room. I saw Nunu Rocks in there. How you doing? Also, too, I saw Shonda T, CJ. How you doing? Okay, I don't know. So, I don't know. It looks like. Can you hear me now, Sage? Can you hear me now? Okay. She said she couldn't hear me. All right. So, I just want to take a few minutes and just to kind of go over some things with you. A lot of stuff. Again, first of all, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Tanya Veltz and her husband, Raheem, from Treehouse Entertainment. And they brought me in on Friday to DJ for Project Kind. Project Kind is a group, a nonprofit that actually addresses impacts and goes out and looks to help people who don't, to use Tanya Veltz's terms and Treehouse's term, neighbors without addresses. So they help the people without homes, and so what they did, it was food, there were haircuts, there were clean clothes, women's things, men's things, all that kind of stuff, which is fantastic. And, you know, I got to do it and DJ on one day, but they live this day in, day out. I also want to give a big shout out, a big thank you to DVD Ahmad. Ahmad was the MC, and man, he did a great job. You know, we had fun. We were interacting with the I'm going to call them the guests or the clients. I'm not sure what the proper word is to say, but we had a good time with them. Plus the volunteers, and you know, and like this was a mobile job, so it's different than, I mean, you all know that. It's different than doing a house music job where you just straight play music for the most part. But, you know, it was interaction, you know, we did line dances, we did all kind of stuff like that, so it was a great time. I want to give a big shout out to Kathy Ritz, who was my contact, and Jen, who was the founder, and of course Tanya Veltz, who brought me in. It was at Giant Stadium, so you'll see some pictures and stuff like that, so that was good. Then I came back Saturday and I DJ'd with the Patterson Housing Authority. So the Patterson Housing Authority, along with NJCAR, New Jersey Central Associates of Realtors, and which I'm a member. I'm a, you know, my other business is I'm in the real estate business, and they did a seminar and a workshop for local people, and about 800 people came out. So it was a very, very good day. They had people to talk about housing, how to get property, that kind of stuff like that. Then I have Tuesday I have another event for PNC Bank. That's a corporate party. But then June 21st, just check me out, KMTV, 4 to 6. And I'll be playing a combination of house music. No, house music, but I'll be playing new stuff, old stuff, current stuff. So that's always a good time. That's on KMTV. That's DJ Divine who put that together. Then next week, our special guest is Doc Martin from WBLS. The following week, we have July 1st, DJ Antonio Garcia. He's an up-and-coming DJ, and he's looking to bring house music back to Patterson. You know, Patterson had a long history of house music, and then for whatever reason, we fell off. But now we're coming back. I also have an event on the 5th, July 5th. I'm going to be playing house music in Patterson at 253 River Street. It's the Amazing Mets Club. They're going to be doing stuff there. I'm going to be playing house music. This is the first time for them, so it's going to be interesting. And then July 7th, DJ Antonio Garcia and Robert Andrews are going to be playing in Patterson. So Patterson is like we're not playing. We're not playing. No, it's good that we come over to Essex County and Union County to listen to house, but, you know, we love house music, too. We know how to make house music. So all that stuff's going on. Play more. Okay, so, Chuck, I just want to play the old school song of the week, and then I want to get to the good part here, which is having a conversation with Sage. So Chuck, our old school song this week is Fingers, Mystery of Love, and I know you know this song.
There's a moment in our lives when we all must be overdrive. Mystery of love.
So, and again, we're just going to play a little snippet and then come back to it. Hey, correction. I don't know. I had DVD on my brain. I don't know why I had that. It's DVS, Ahmad. Thanks, Nunu. I just had DVD on my brain. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we had a great time. The people were very happy. We were happy, and it was just a good day. Hey, listen to this. I just want to give a big shout out to Ariel Shante, also Chuck Roberts for doing our drop there, and also King T Finesse for putting our themes on together. Now, let's do this. Let's get to the moment we've been waiting for here. Oh, I'm super excited. Hey, by the way, share. Okay. So, Sage, how are you?
Oh,
All right. And just so you know, we're on Facebook. You can check us on. We're on Twitch now. We're on Twitter. We're on the website. We're on my personal page. We're on Vimeo. Yeah. And then we'll be sharing this thing right along in a lot of the groups here. So Sage, it's so good to talk to you. And you know, listen, I'm super excited. I already told you why. But first of all, just for the people who have been living under a rock somewhere or another country, tell them, a little bit about you, who you are, a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm the doll boss, Miss Sage.
Uh-huh.
The founder, proprietor, CEO, all of that of the Dollhouse and the Dollhouse Network and the Doll Boss Network.
Mm-hmm.
I have, well, what you have me here for are the coloring books. I'm an author, and I have 7 coloring books out. It's not too dandy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm currently working on a memoir for myself, and it's called "You Can't Flat Shame Me because I Know What I Look Like Bent Over."
Okay. 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 All righty. Well, tell us a little bit about, where you're from, that kind of stuff like that.
I was raised between Broadway and Newark, back
Mm-hmm.
and forth between Essex and Union County,
Mm-hmm.
and that's me. I'm a househead by way of my mother. She
Okay.
drove to Zanzibar with her when I was like 14 on up,
Mm.
and that's how I got into house music. Before you ask me,
Okay. Now, well, I was going to ask you who your early music influences. You mentioned your mom, which, but you know what's interesting about that is that each generation has their music, and so most people, let's say most people's kids, let's say for example, if they were into Motown, they would not be taking that forward. I mean, I'm not saying that they wouldn't know it, they wouldn't personally like it, but they wouldn't, when you went to their radio, you wouldn't hear that on their radio. So here's my question to you. Why did the house music stick when really that was probably her generation and maybe not your generation?
I was rebellious towards it. I hated it.
Okay,
I
now we're talking. Go ahead.
I hated sitting on that white leather sofa upstairs in the back.
Okay.
Because she literally take me, and a lot of people be like, why your mother take you with her?
Mhm.
I was taller than my mother, so I looked
Oh.
like her. And I
Oh.
stay home, so she took me with her.
Mm.
And I would fall asleep on that sofa upstairs.
Okay.
But I was hip hop at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So rebellious, I would be downstairs. I would listen to the music while, before 12 o'clock, before it opened upstairs. I would be downstairs and happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I got into house segueing front with our house youth. The
Okay.
junk. That did it for me. I mean,
Okay.
I was liking it because my mom, the cookouts, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when our house you came out, I was
Uh-oh.
done. I
Done.
was
Okay. Interesting. There's two things that are interesting about what you said. Number one is, first of all, I could tell you almost every DJ, almost every person that I interviewed that's into house has hip hop in their background. Hip hop, and I see hip hop and jazz are two of the biggest things that I see in their background. It's like they almost always came out of that background, and later here. Now some of the older heads went to disco, and they kind of remember when it was called club, the sound. But anyway, but it's interesting that you would say that. It's listen, hey, my background is hip hop, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I still love hip hop, even today's hip hop, which I don't know. Somebody just would have smacked me if they were sitting next to me. Okay. But now, what about this? Who were some of your favorite artists back then? Because you were back in Zanzibar so that's really back in the day,
Yeah, that's way back. I was in the rock bass,
Oh, okay.
dub rock, and
Okay.
Slick Rick.
Okay.
But I
Sure.
was heavy on New Edition. So
Oh, okay. So
you
hip hop
know,
and R&B.
that way. And growing up, my bonus dad is Curtis Hudson, and
Okay.
he said your energy. So I was always around music,
Mm-hmm.
growing up. And a lot of people don't know who he is by name, but he wrote Holiday for Madonna.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
So that's my bonus dad, and
Mm-hmm.
my bonus brother Eric. He's like a major producer for everybody. Every he's produced for everybody in R&B. It's-
Mm.
I always had music in my life,
Okay.
and have a favorite because I just love everything music back then. I
Mm-hmm.
just listened to everybody. I don't have a favorite.
Who are some of the house music people you listened to back there that made you hit the dance floor?
Ten City.
Okay.
That's
Uh
10
huh.
City.
Okay.
10 City. 10 City.
Uh huh.
My mother loved 10 City.
Uh
I
huh.
don't know, that she just loved it. And
Mm-hmm.
and then with the skating ring back then with Twin City, I grew up in that era. Every
Mm.
week at Twin City, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just music, music, music with my mom.
Mm. Now, where is house music headed? Because you've been in from the door and you're a big, big proponent of it right now with your show and everything, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. Where is it headed?
You want the truth?
Yes.
You want-
Yeah. No, no, no. I want you to tell. I want lie to me. Lie to. No. Of course, I want the truth. Uh huh.
if we don't do something about it and change what we're doing with it currently, as far as the scene is dying, it's gonna die
Okay.
if we don't do something about it, because all the hatred and the backbiting from the communities, and it's not just Jersey, you hear it from every entity, but overseas it just looks like, I don't know, I don't hear it as much from the people that I talk to over there, but here it's like a cesspool of BS to me.
Mm.
And we're not pulling in the younger, we're not pulling in the young adults, we're not pulling them in, and the one young DJs that are playing, they're playing to us, and we're hating on them, with the youth. They can't bring the youth in because there's so much mess going on with us. The youth don't even want to be around it.
Let me ask you a question. Okay. So I hear that all the time, and I kind of really wonder if we're really serious about that more so than it's good conversation. But let me ask you a fair question, I think. Okay, so for the most part, every generation has their music.
Okay.
And maybe our music is not this generation. Not to say some people wouldn't like it, but I'm just saying maybe they got a different flow. So watch this. So I listen to a lot of people that like hip hop, for example. But there was a time that they were really honest. So some people say that the golden era was in the 90s. But will they listen to today's hip hop? Also, will we stand for them reinterpreting the music? So, for example, all right, right now, like we listen for the most part to soulful, gospel, Afro house. But there's a whole population that listens to house, but it's more trance, it's more EDM, it's more garage, it's like a different flow. I mean, if let's say, for example, I'm going to make up a club, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden they say, okay, we got them in here, you got these younger people in here, but they don't want to play our style of house. How do you think that would go over? Just wonder.
I think I disagree with that. They do
Okay.
enjoy music for the most part. A lot of them enjoy the 90s house, the follow me, and they get down with that. They down with the percolator and things like that, and they're reinventing that for themselves. But the culture that we have created, they go, because I'll speak for my children,
Okay.
because they love the music. They will all day long, but to go to a festival, they'll go, and they're sitting around with the screw face because they're watching everybody that's screw facing each other.
Okay.
And then they're like, I don't want to be around that, Mom. We don't want to be around that, but they play the music. They don't
Okay.
want to be yes. And they say, if we're going to be around that, we might as well be around people our age.
Okay. All right. All right, so listen, let me give a few shout outs and a big acknowledgement here. NJ Chocolate, what's up?
Hey, Chop.
Uh-huh. Ricky Clark's in the house. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Al Will, what's up?
Oh my goodness, Al.
Brian, what's up? Okay, so let me share my Ricky Clark story. Okay, so
Everybody
yeah,
Clark story.
but I'm going to tell you why it's important. Okay, so this is years ago when I first met Ricky Clark. I went to this event. It was a house music fashion show, and then Ricky knew who I was, and he introduced himself. But he said a few things to me that have always stuck with me. All right. One of the things he says, Dan, you're going to blow up. I said, all right, whatever you say. And he said, but Dan, listen. He said, you blow up, are you going to put other people on? That aren't, bigger names. And, of course I had thought about, but not like sometimes when people say things, they crystallize your thinking. And I said, absolutely. So that's why I do shows that I know that people aren't going to check for as hard, but I feel like they have the goods, and I feel like I want to give a shot that, for whatever I can do for them. So that's one thing. He said that. The second thing he said to me is I was saying, get ready, but I was doing it like randomly. It was kind of like here and there. He said, Dan, you ought to make that your tagline or something along those lines. But he was the one who's, again, sometimes you have thoughts, but somebody crystallizes your thinking. Mm-hmm. And then here's the part that he said I thought was pretty interesting. It hasn't come to fruition yet. No, I shouldn't say that. I have done it. He says, Dan, you need to get on an AM radio station and build an audience and blow up. I said, okay. Now, I tell you what, I've not been consistently on an AM radio station, but I have been on an AM radio station. So I just always like to acknowledge people that have poured into me. And I just wanted to make that acknowledgement, especially while he's here. Norman, what's up?
Ricky is great. Ricky is great with that.
Yeah.
That is, oh my God. Ricky is my favorite person to fight with.
Okay.
But, yes, he is. We had this love-hate relationship. But Ricky is the only DJ that will publicly say that he came back out with the Dollhouse. All these other days, they'll come on, blow up, or do whatever they're doing, and just, half speak to me. They don't even speak no more, but it's okay.
Okay.
Hey,
it's all love, right?
it's all love.
All right. So now let's talk about the Dollhouse. Now tell us what it is, how it came about, where's it going, what's the concept here?
The Dollhouse. Okay, so I started with house calls with DJ Don Juan and Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
He
from Batman.
No.
Okay.
Our Batman.
I couldn't resist.
Bruce is actually DVS's cousin.
Okay.
And into house. He pulled me in, and I went on their show, House Calls. He just called me and asked me if I would just sit in. I was like, sure. And I was sitting, in the seat on the other side. He introduced me and interviewed me, and said, well, we were looking for a hostess. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good. You should do that. That would be nice for y'all to have a hostess between the two of you. Y'all need to even out, get somebody strong and dominant. He said, we already have it.
Okay.
Okay, that's nice. Well, I would like to meet her. He said, you already met her. And I'm like, well, okay, that's nice. Well, when she start? He was like, she just started. And he was like, you're it. And I'm like, I to do this? That's
Okay.
So from that day on, I was there at KS1 with my bestie, Norm General. They are 14 years in the best kept secret in entertainment, and it happened best kept secret in house music, the
Mm-hmm.
Dollhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I transitioned from house calls to the Dollhouse
Mm-hmm.
after Don Juan had gotten ill,
Oh,
and
wow.
I was holding the show down, and they just wanted me to just start my own, and so that's when the Dollhouse started.
When was that?
2014, I think it was
Okay.
2013 or 14, one of them. Don't mess with my memory, man.
I told you about my memory, didn't I?
Yeah, listen, we both have
Uh,
photographic memories.
you know.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, before I ask the next question,
Hmm.
and I want you to speak to it. To do it week after week after week after week after week, month after month after month, year after year after year, is no easy task. Would you agree with
I,
that?
I absolutely
And
agree.
and
And
just talk. Mhm.
every week I try to quit.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You asked.
You know, um, what's interesting about this whole thing? I'm watching you, and so August will be 8 years I've been doing this. All right,
Okay.
and it's the lining up the guests. It's the making sure everything's on point. It's the back and forth. It's the sending information back and forth, communication. It's the research you do to get so you can ask at least somewhat intelligent questions. It's the preparation when they get there. You want to make them feel comfortable, and to do that week after week after week. No kidding. It takes me about 8 hours to put a show together. For this show, it takes about 8 hours. So I've seen a lot of people start up, but let me tell you what, that grind is real. Talk to us about what it takes to put the Dollhouse together.
You just made me feel so bad, Dan.
Uh-oh.
I'm honest with you. Um, I don't do anything.
You got a team around that you're doing it for you. Thank God.
Honestly, Bilal, just Bilal is the best. He came and he just took off. Are now booked up to September. He keeps, the DJ's book. But I go in and I know nothing. I think nothing. I literally know nothing until I say, hey, what's up, y'all? I sit down and I don't know what I'm going to ask. I don't know what I'm going to say. It just flies off my head. And because I really don't like, a lot of the DJs don't want to come to the show. And when they come, it's just like they're really scared. And I don't know why they're intimidated by me. I don't know. I be told that all the time. I'm a cream puff. I'm not mean, and I'm not after anybody. I don't know why they're intimidated. But I know 3 DJs, I don't want to name them, but literally have said, I don't want to interview with you.
Okay.
And I ask the same questions all the darn time. So I don't like where you start. What made you start? Who started you? Same thing, generally, what you, like, you don't know that about yourself? Then don't come. I don't, I don't compare, and I really don't. I'm sorry.
Well,
Maybe.
Okay, so let me check you for that. Maybe you don't sit down on a piece of paper, but I bet when you come in, you have some general idea what you're going to do. But that's all good, because, we all have our different styles. Next question. What do you really ultimately hope to accomplish with the Dollhouse?
Well, with the guys that I had, no disrespect to anybody that has sat in those seats with me, none whatsoever. But these guys, I don't have to do the work. Bilal and Jay, they are off and run, and they want it. It's very hard to birth a baby and raise it with a deadbeat dad.
Okay. I don't think I've heard it put that way, but I get your point.
This was my baby. Yes, it was. This is my baby. But
Mm-hmm.
when you assimilate people, and my issue was assimilating people um, that I just wanted to be there. I wanted to give them a shot. I wanted to, allow my platform to be shared with people that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, and I talked them into doing it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, this wasn't something that they wanted to do. So they didn't put that effort into it. They just,
Mm.
you know, or then the guys came in and they showed up for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that longevity does not last because it's really not nothing that you were genuinely interested in.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing it for me. So then, here comes the next group. These guys want to do it. They
Mm-hmm.
treat it like theirs, and they make sure every week they make sure. I say I don't have a way to get there. They outside the door calling me, come on, let's go.
Mm.
What? They just won't let me. Bilal and Jay just won't let me quit, and we ain't doing it. No, no, no. And I try every week. I come up with and Norm just follow up. You better be here. Yeah, those guys are great.
Yeah.
Those are my three amigos. And
Yeah.
the fourth amigo is Be Out Loud.
Mm.
He's the ghost in it. But
Mm-hmm.
those
Yeah.
those are my, I
Yeah.
love them.
It,
Love them dearly. Don't tell them I said it.
okay. I won't tell them. It does make all the difference in the world when you have people around you that are hungry, that want it just like you do. What do you want to, in terms of the DJs that come on, what is it that you want to see happen with them? What do you want to accomplish with them? I know you bring them on your podcast. What's when they leave here or when they come on, what do you hope that they walk away with in terms of what they're doing and that kind of stuff?
I'm all for and have always been for the underdog.
Gotcha.
And it's so many, just like yourself. I want to give that this platform is totally for people that really don't get hurt.
Mm.
But what bothers me is they come in, well, such and what such won't put me on. Don't well, put yourself in. They're there, and either they clam up or some of them rock the first time, but that second time their head gets so massive, they come in and I'm like, what? What? Okay. Then you get the faces and everything else, because everybody talk about my face, and no, Bilal, I'm not fixing my face. But before I say anything else, shout out to Nunu Rock.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Nunu Rocks because big, good, bad, or indifferent, she has always rocked for me behind the scenes, no matter what, whether it's getting along, not getting along, speaking, not speaking, love her to death. She's always wanted me to do this by myself.
Mm.
She's always wanted me to do this by myself, but I didn't do it. But back to what I was saying, I'm for the underdog. I want them to leave with knowing at least it wasn't just the locals that heard them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to just play in the basement. We have people in Croatia, countries that I can't even understand and how to say it. South Africa, UK. I mean, it is literally international, and that's due to Storm Norm the General. Period.
Yeah,
Nobody I own.
A lot of people, including me, have gotten exposure on it, and I'm very happy to say that. And the other thing too, I will tell you, is that I actually had some people hit me up, and I actually played for them because I was seen on your show. So let me put that out there. It's a very desired spot, and you know what? I just think about this just now. So Bilal was talking about you mean mugging in terms of look. But you know what? And so so when I was a kid, which was not too long ago, anyway, there was this gentleman that lived next door to me, and he was always mean mugging, but he was the nicest guy. and you know what? And you know, it popped into my head. You know, Aaron K. Gray has the song "Resting Place," but
Rest.
I call it the resting face, because some people just look like they're pissed off. They're not pissed. They just look pissed, and you like and and you can hesitate about approaching them or having a conversation with them, but. So anyway, you have, I guess, what you call the resting face, but I never saw it. I remember.
Thank you.
I remember the first time we ever had a conversation. I don't know if you remember or not. We were in SMB. Sultan was doing the event at, I'm going to say, I'm probably getting this wrong, the A Hotel or something like that. And hey, you were mean mugging as usual. But see, I grew up in that environment around very, very super strong, like garlic, 90-day-old garlic, onion type, stink, like super strength women. You know, my mother, my sisters, even this day, and then even my daughters are like that, and they're training. Anyway, that's another story. So I was always very comfortable in that environment because I grew up in that environment. And I met you there. And then when you told me your name, I said, "Oh, you said Sage." And I said, "Okay, that's wisdom." And I said, "Okay." And that's how I we met you. And then we would see each other round and round and round. And then again, I saw you doing your different things. So anyway, just figured I'd share that story. Anyway, but now, okay, so on the Dollhouse, who's coming up next? Can you share that? And some people that you've brought on, including me.
Okay. DJ Wins from New York. I got
Okay.
it. DJ Wins from New York. I'm
Okay.
not familiar, but Bilal, like I said, Bilal books. I don't know until he tells me who, and then I put the graphic up.
Mm-hmm.
He has Wednesday. He's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ball Squad has been there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a plethora of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they claim, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had I have Venus Cobb.
Out of Philly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ian Friday. I've had Frankie Paradise. He's come through.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I've had Mark Francis.
Mm.
I had early on the Jalal. Oh my God. Bilal, stop talking about me. Jihad and Beloved and Ricky Clark. I mean, the names go on and on and on. I mean, I've had some of the upper and some that people don't know. People, I had one DJ that straight and never played anywhere but his beats.
Oh wow. Okay.
So don't y'all laugh at me. I see y'all laughing. Steve Bass, one of my good buddies that still has yet never come, that keeps is going to be there.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had a plenty. And Chillax. Chillax came about about a month or two ago, 2 months ago. Maybe. Don't mess with my brain. But his set was just so awesome to me. And like, you don't have to come and do nothing, no backflips and all of that. He just enjoyed himself, which made me enjoy his set. I mean, just enjoy yourself. When your crowd sees you enjoying yourself, they enjoy it. You bring the energy to your music. All that I ask when you come. But if I can feel when people over there fumbling. I've had people come reading their books. I'm like, yo, you really reading a book, dude? They come through and play pre-recorded sets, and we like, I don't blow their spot up, but then, they try to come out. We really mess them up when they playing pre-recorded sets, and then we say, loop that, and they don't know what the heck.
Okay.
But I ain't gonna do
Okay.
that.
All right.
I'm allowed telling me to shut up. I'm shut up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No
You
comment.
said,
No comment. Now, one last question, and then I want to move on to the book here. But let me give you a few. Robert Andrews is in the house. How you doing? He's coming to Patterson, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, let's see. Okay. All right. So here's. Okay. Have you seen from when you started to now? Has there been a progression, an evolution, or is it still the same, same flow, same everything? What's been your experience?
um, the progression to me is what I spoke. No slight to the people that have sat in those seats, but like I said, the gentlemen that are there now, and like Smooth and Celine, those were my brothers, but they had an agenda. People don't, I'm just telling everybody they had an agenda. And it was a good one because they were there for me. They came to sit with me with a purpose. And, and then they moved on. They had to do what they had to do. But the guys that are there now are, the progression is they want it. You, and I don't, literally, I have to do nothing but show up. I don't have to do all the thinking anymore. When we out, like I said, we don't think the show through. It's unscripted. It's like, I don't prepare anything. I don't have notes. It's off the cuff. And it's off Bilal sitting there talking to me like we ain't talked earlier in the day or the day before, or like he can't do. He literally holds whole conversations while we sitting there on the air, but that's neither here nor there. But the question is the fact that I'm not the only one that wants it. And Bilal is out there getting DJs, like he out there doing what he has to do, what he wants to do. It wants, but yeah, he out there doing what he's doing.
All right.
And
Yes.
Jay is pushing.
Now let's switch gears for a minute. One of the things about having success is is to close the gap between what you think and know versus what you get done. So we talked a while back about you becoming an author, but there's a lot of people who've had the conversations, thought about it, dreamed about it, whatever, including me, but didn't really get it done. You closed the gap. Let's talk about the books. Because you know what? Most people write a book, but you got like books. Books.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the books.
Okay. So the first book, because this is the coloring book thing is new because I started doing AI art. And so I said, let me put it into play, for me. But the first book was actually an erotic poetry book. And that was about 12, 13 years old now. And I promote it. No, I don't. It's a great book, but I just don't promote it. So I've been an author for a while. And you are the only one that keeps pushing me like you got books. I'm like, they just coloring books. But I do have 7. I put out one. The first one was Positively Unpinned. And it's just a retro old women, black women in the 50s, the retro era. I just always loved Pinky Tuscadero and the Fonz. I love that. So that is what drove me for that. Right after that, within a span, I'm not even going to make it long. Within a span of 3 to 4 weeks, I put out 7 covers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Norm told me, pump your brakes. So I haven't put out any more. Not that I don't have them. Norm told me to stop.
Let me just say one thing about that. You talk about you put out 7, and how many weeks you said? Like 3 weeks you said?
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to tell you. It takes me that long to write an essay.
Well, you got Chat GPT now.
I know, but then you still gotta edit it. But you know what? I'm a lot closer than I was. How about that?
Nice, nice.
I'm a lot closer than you know what? You have to get at me too and say, Dan, where's your book? Dan, where's your book? Because I have a lot of stories. On the DJing side, with just doing parties, and just my experiences from now I do mostly mobile stuff. Matter of fact, I do almost all mobile stuff. But I worked in bars. I worked in real discotheques. Not like, I'm not saying not to discredit bars, but I'm talking about real serious discotheques. I worked in a lot of places, strip clubs. I mean, I worked in all kind of places, on the way to getting here. Huh? Huh?
I worked in strip clubs.
I'm not going to ask you your role.
I wasn't a dancer.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. And I wasn't either when I worked there. Okay. I just played the music. But yeah, I mean, but that journey is very, very powerful. What do you want to accomplish with your books?
I think, to be honest with you, I may have accomplished it. A friend of mine, we went to school together. She was one of the first people to purchase the book, and her mom, she purchased them for her mom. She just sends me her mom has colored the pages, and she sends them to me, and it melts me because she told me, she says, I thank you. You brought life back to my mother. You brought her spirit back. You put color back into her life. That creativity. As someone that deals with mental health issues, and I throw it out there, people, often call me crazy, and I just look at them. I'm not crazy. I deal with anxiety and depression. And creating these coloring books has gotten me through a really bad spell. And I wish I had done it so much long ago, because I would not have gone through some bad bouts of depression and anxiety. And I've never been suicidal. However, I often wish I wasn't here. And not to downplay it or anything, depression and anxiety is real. Mental health issues are real, and this country does not pay attention to them enough. And coloring is one way that really helps people ground themselves.
Hey, listen, you know what? You just hit on something that's near and dear to my heart. I do volunteer work with Rotary, and you can Google Rotary. Rotary is an international organization. As a matter of fact, I have a Rotary meeting tonight. And Rotary International created this worldwide initiative, and that participated, I shouldn't say created it, called Stigma Free. And the whole idea behind it is to help people recognize that, hey, listen, if you are having some mental challenges, whatever it is, that there's help for you, you're not alone, and you can get help. So here's what I did. I did something that was so really when I, the chairperson of my club, which is online, said, listen, Dan, I want you to head up this committee on Stigma Free. And I thought about it, and I said, well, I could do one or two things here. I could either just post stuff and things of that nature, and that's cute. But I said, well, what if I had conversations with people who actually, on the clinician side, but also, too, people who have had mental illness challenges and or addiction and come out on the other side. So I created, right now I have 8 interviews done. I need 2 more. I'm just putting it out there. If somebody knows like for example, I did PTSD, which that's going to be released because I'm not the actual one releases. I create the content. There's editors. We did addiction. Now, Miss Yaz did that with me, and she talked about addiction, and she came out on the other side. Now, I have 2 more left, and then I did PTSD, dementia. I mean, dementia, you don't come out on the other side, and I still need, and there's a few more that I did. Depression, can come out on the other side, but I don't. I have suicide. Obviously, you can't come out on the other side on suicide, but if anybody knows somebody out there who committed suicide and you were one of the people left behind, I'd certainly like to do an interview with you because it is very, very powerful. The other one that I would like to do, just putting it out there, if anybody knows who's had bipolar challenges and has come out on the other side, I'd like to do an interview with that. Because you know what it is? It's like very, very important is that, I'm sorry, you got me getting serious here for a minute. But very, very important is a lot of people are struggling. And you can't tell, you can't look at them and tell they got issues going on. You can't do them by the face. Now, here's what happened here, and here's what sparked the whole thing. So the president of Rotary International, Gordon McNally, had a brother, well-adapted, white picket fence, 2.5 kids, the whole thing, whatever. Very successful. One day, comes home, found out his brother killed himself. It's like nobody saw it coming, or they missed the red flags, or he hid it. And just imagine how many, every day this happens and people didn't see it coming, they didn't recognize the red flag, tough enough or whatever, and there was help for them. So kind of my mission here with this is to have these interviews and to get them out so people can say, hey, wait a minute, I'm experiencing that and I came out on the other side. So anyway, that's it on that. So if anybody knows out there who's been on the other side, has been left behind from a suicide or has been bipolar and come through on another side, please connect, please let's connect. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So before that, there's so many people that are struggling with a smile on their face.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm one of them. I do it all the time. Everybody that's listening, do more than check on your friend when they say they're okay. If they just say, okay, it's more than likely something behind it. Okay is often a telltale sign. I'm okay. I'm okay. And there's a lot of women, single mothers. I did not know I was depressed. And knowing now, the knowledge that I have now, I've been depressed all my life.
Okay.
I really have been, but no one would know because when I go out, it's like a switch. When I just like get to the radio station, it's a switch. The moment I'm down, no matter what I'm going through, no matter what I feel like, it's a switch that literally hits the moment that mic comes on.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Just like, I like to say, I'm smiling, but my feet hurt. Okay, now, here's the best one. And people do it all the time, okay? They ask you the question, they answer it. How you doing, good? Now, if you've ever done that, that person might be smiling, but their feet hurt. How you doing, good? What's up? Hey, how's everything going, good? Wait a minute, hold it. You want me to answer the question or you want, anyway. So if you've ever done that, stop it. Unless you really don't want to know the answer, that's okay too. All right, anyway, sorry about that. So let's go back to the book here. So I know you said that this was helping this lady, and I guess that's got to be very gratifying. What did you see going forward in terms of books? Because these were coloring books. Do you see yourself writing a novel, a nonfiction, or the life and times of Sage Youngblood? I mean, can we expect something like that from you?
That's what that's literally, I know you laughed at the title, but you
Mhm.
can't flat shame me because I know what I look like bent over. It's coming. It's I'm writing it. I write movie scripts. I write novels. I have about 16 that I haven't finished. I start them and stop, and you've gotten on me so much. I know you got on me, but I think I'm gonna pick them up. So I want to pick them up, but then I start doing other stuff. You know, I think I have adult ADHD as well. I self-diagnosed, but
Mhm.
my attention span is very short. It
Mhm.
You catch me while you got me because I'm off something else.
Uh-huh. Oh,
But
I
it's
can relate.
coming.
I can
Coming.
relate. Sandra, how you doing? Josh, what's up? Oh my goodness. I got to tell you, this interview has kind of got, and it's a good thing. It's gotten a little bit different than than I thought it would. But know what? You know what? I'm looking right at you now, saying to myself, "Look at that picture. Does she look like Janet Jackson or not?" You must have heard that before, huh?
I have heard it. I have heard. What is wrong with y'all?
I'm looking at you and saying, "That's Janet Jackson." Anyway,
Wow.
yeah.
You're not I said it. I don't see that at all. But thank you. I appreciate it. I want Janet
That's all
Jackson.
right.
I want
Listen,
Janet. I'm claiming it.
well,
That's
listen. Janet Jackson has nothing on you. How about that?
with yourself. Then,
Should I keep going or what? Anyway.
keep going. Don't you gotta stop. Keep going. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So what can we expect from you in the future? What's on the horizon that you can share?
Um, I go live. I haven't done it consistency with any consistency. Sorry. Um, I'm a self love coach.
Mm-hmm.
Um, self esteem. Uh, and I enjoy helping people build their self worth.
Mm.
So I do that. I do group coaching and one-on-one counseling as well. Well,
Mm.
excuse me, mentoring. I won't say counseling, coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But I do that. I love that. I love helping people, but I haven't done it with any consistency, and that's what I am going to start. That
Mm.
with books is helping me do things with a little bit more consistency, but I do bored easily, and I'm working on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will put out material and content on a more consistent basis.
Mm-hmm.
I the Dolls Den. If any women are interested in joining the Dolls Den, it's a women's only. Men don't even think about it. Y'all start your own thing
Okay.
because no, it's because
Okay, it's fine.
it's a lot of women out there that just don't love themselves and don't even know that they don't love themselves.
Mm.
It's not. You might think because I fooled myself for a long time that I love myself, and I faked it until I made it happen. But I
Mm.
still did not know I didn't love myself because I was a people pleaser
Mm.
for so long until I went through this last bout of a couple of years ago in 2017. I had a bad issue, but that made me fall in love with me. So when
Mm.
they ask me now, they think it's a part of me being arrogant or big headed or however you want, conceited. When someone asks me, "What's up, Sage?" I say me. You know,
I
because
imagine.
see what's going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
Me, not out of being arrogant or big headed. It's me because me didn't matter for a long time.
Mm.
So I finally put me in that driver's seat, and I'm driving myself around now.
Mm. Wow. Hey, we're getting down to the wire here, but DJ Dell, what's up?
What's
Out
up,
of
man?
B-More, J. Anthony, what's up?
Oh,
Yeah.
my my comrades are
Yeah.
in the
Uh-huh.
hey Jay, hey Dell, hey Nunu, hey Robert, hey Josh, hey everybody. Hey everybody.
All right. You know, as I was saying earlier, the initial thought that I had, we were going to talk about the Dollhouse in the book, but it went really a lot deeper, which I'm very, very happy about it because sharing at a whole nother level, because a lot of times people don't realize that, like, we meet each other in the house music situation all the time. That's typically a happy situation. We're dancing, having, connecting, whatever. Hello, how you doing, blah, blah. But we really don't know what is going on, say, behind the scenes for most of us. So here's my next to last question. When people see this, you got the Dollhouse, you've got the books and more books coming, and you've had challenges. What do you want people to walk away from this with? What's the highlight for you? What should I take away from this conversation we're having?
It's okay to love yourself, and you have to love yourself first before you can begin to love anyone properly. And I've loved so many people wrong in my life because I thought I loved them how I wanted to be loved. You have to love somebody else where they are because they'll never appreciate it. If I love on you and I'm sending you gifts and you're not a gift person, it's like, it's just thank you. If you're somebody that needs hugs and I'm not hugging you, I'm just loving from my end, from what I know, from what I need. Find yourself, find your love, find what your love language is, so that you can love someone else properly. Right. That's it.
Okay. Speaking of that, there's a gentleman, I'm going to go on a limb here and say his name's Gary, maybe Chapman, I'm not sure the name. But anyway, he wrote a book called The 5 Love Languages. And that is, that is very, very powerful. If people want to reach you, contact you, support you, join your group, how do they do it?
Sage Youngblood on Facebook, the Doll Boss on other like Twitch, Mixcloud, all them other places. I'm the Doll Boss or the Doll Boss for TikTok, but mostly right now I'm Facebooking. The dollboss18 at gmail.com. That's the email address. Want to reach out? I am touchable. Stop thinking that you can't say hi, guys, because I'm not. This is my force field. That face is my force field. So if you stay away because my face look like that, is meant to. You meant to stay over there anyway. Okay.
All right, Janet. I mean, Sage. Yeah, like I said, I call it resting face.
Yeah, I do have a resting bee face. I do.
Okay.
It's my superpower because it keeps people away, and it keeps you talking. Look at her. Look over. She over there doing. She over. Look at me. I don't mind. Hey, boo.
Yeah. Well, listen. How can they get your materials? How can they find you for the Dollhouse? How can they find your books, etc.? How do they do it?
Look up the Doll Boss on Amazon. I can drop the link. I will.
Yes, please.
I sent it to you.
No, I see it here.
You can drop the link then.
Yeah, I will, but tell them you can find it on Amazon. Anywhere else?
On Amazon, my author page is the Doll Boss on Amazon. So, and you can also look up Positively Unpinned. You can just put that in. That's going to automatically come up. That would be the easiest way. Or after this, I put the author page up all the time. I can't pin it right now because I don't want to come out. I will put it up. But
okay.
The Doll Boss is the Doll Boss Network or the Doll Boss on every other platform. Or look for Bilal. Bilal will tell you where I'm at. That's Bilal.
That's all right.
Reach Norm.
Wow. Hey, Sage, thanks again so much for coming on the show. I got a lot more than I was expecting. But I should have expected that, even though I wasn't.
I don't, and that people, when I get into the depression side of speaking on that, you're so brave. I'm not brave. God gave it to me. He didn't give it to me just for me. Somebody else has to know that they can smile and actually smile with me that's going through it. And they can, really come out of this and be okay.
You're
Because
right.
I'm still going through it. I'm still going through it. But I feel good today. Today is a good day.
Wow. Hey, I hope that gives a lot of comfort to people who maybe are on the live, because it's going to be literally it's the podcast right now is going worldwide with the website, so it's really, and I don't know how many countries it's in, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to hear this and will say, you know what, I can relate to that, and I'm so happy to hear her say that, because hey, wait a minute, maybe I'm not.
Not alone.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and I'm not, out of my mind. And what's happening is real, but it's okay. We can work. You know what? This is what I say. Bad times are like gas, and it came to pass. Anyway, I got a million of these. That's only number 10, Sage. I could keep going. Anyway, but the other thing too that I've learned is that you're under no obligation to feel bad just because things aren't going the way you would like to. And in addition to that, you can accomplish a lot of things even though maybe like you're not in your best space in terms of where you'd like to be. I mean, proof of that is how many times you get up to go to work and you're not not feeling 100, but you get up and you go anyway. So keeping going, there's something to be said about that. And hey, Sage, huh?
You have to. We don't learn anything from feeling good. We learn nothing from feeling good. Everything that you have learned came from a pain point. Mother told you not to touch the stove. You learn not to touch it. Okay? When somebody says I love you, you don't learn anything by them saying I love you. You learn when they break your heart.
Oh, yeah.
So everything that we grow from pain. We grow from, because we tune into that knowledge. We can't from that feeling. We don't. The only thing we find from love that feels good is something we try to recreate that. We try to recreate that moment, that feeling. But when you're hurt, you try to go beyond. That's what makes you grow. So know that your pain is just a lesson. Every pain you have is just a lesson, and you just have to find it. Don't sit on it. Don't sit in it, and don't sit around those that want to keep you stuck in it. Don't let your okay KO you.
Can I tell you something? In life, sometimes I wish I didn't have to learn these lessons. But one other thing too, you've got stuff coming up. Anything that you want to share in terms of what's on the horizon?
Yeah, it's July 7th. We are having a coloring chill. It's a coloring book release and signing, and we're also celebrating Bilal's birthday. And, it's going to be in Union. I can't remember the name of the place, but the flyer is on your wall. So Bilal is in charge of everything. That's who does it. It's Bilal. Bilal got it. Bilal, dog. Get yourself a Bilal.
All right. Well, any final thoughts before we close it out?
Love you.
Okay, same here. Listen, I've been a big fan.
Love you. Love yourself, but I love you, Dan.
There you go. Thank you. I'm always been a big fan. Folks, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out. What we're going to do now, we're going to go into Shazam Free Zone. What we're going to do is we're going to play all new music. We don't, in the Shazam Free Zone, all music starts out, okay, Nunu just put the address in. It's 1034 Jeanette Avenue in Union. That's 1034 Jeanette Avenue in Union. By the way, for those of you who don't know, Nunu's a dope DJ too. You should know that, just in case. If you don't know, now you know. Anyway, so we're gonna go into Shazam Free Zone. We're just gonna play brand new music. Remember, any music that you consider hot was new at one point, and somebody played it. And a lot of people not really checking for brand new music, and we just play it and say it, and some of it hits, and most of it doesn't. But you just never know. There's always gems in there. Just always gems in there, and hopefully we'll put a gem in there for you. So, Sage.
Yeah.
Always my pleasure. Always my pleasure, folks. Thank you. Yeah. So, Chuck, why don't you start up the Shazam Free Zone? We're going to have about a half hour of just brand new music, all new cuts. I'm going to play it and say it, and you can decide whether it's a vibe or not. Yeah. All right. We're going to start off with this song. It's called Clever Keys. It's a pun type. KLEVAKEYS. You can see if you like it or not. I'm going to play it and say it. You can decide whether it's a vibe or not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Dan, SOULFUL Hostess, coming to you live from the 8th floor. I am the unusual suspect. We're going to go from one segment to the other. Sage, thank you so much. You're welcome. All right.